relationship sabotage. Caroline, can you just explain to us what that actually is? Because I reckon there'll be some people out there that are doing it that don't know that they are.
So self-sabotage is ways that we probably push people away, that we get triggered in relationships, especially new relationships. You meet someone, you really like them, you got butterflies in your tummy, and you're like, oh my God, this could be it. And so, but then all our insecurities come out, and we start to
wear our crazy.
Yeah, it's like, honey, you got to tuck your crazy back in because it's hanging out bad. So we get really insecure, and then we start to push people away, or we look for evidence, and we also subconsciously think that, oh, well, this isn't going to work out anyways, because none of my other relationships have. So we start to do little things that just actually push people away. And it's horrible to watch people do it. Like, I've got a girlfriend that I swear, I hope she's not listening, but it's not you if you're listening and you think this might be you. She will start to date a guy. She's lovely, she's beautiful, she's successful, but within 3 dates, it just implodes in like just the worst ball of flames you've ever seen. And I think that you can see them as they're doing it, and they get triggered off, and they start to yell or accuse people, or they go all through their Facebook and then start to ask them questions about it, and what does this mean? And
is there a certain type of person that's more prone to self-sabotage? Like, are we talking as an older person that's been there, done that, had lots and lots of dates, or can it happen to young people too?
I think it can happen to anyone. I think it's all about how secure you are within yourself. And I think that's a big thing, is learning about whether or not you're secure in relationships. Because if you're self-sabotaging, you're probably not. And being secure in a relationship is probably one of the most important things to develop if you want to have a healthy, happy relationship.
And there's a statement that you see so much these days, which is you got to learn to love yourself before you love others. And that's sort of a lot to do with this as well, isn't it?
That's exactly it. And a lot of us don't believe that we're worthy of love. And so then we'll just look for evidence that someone doesn't love us, or we think it's going to end anyway. So we do just everything.
It's so sad when you hear it like that, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Dumb guy in the corner question. So what you're saying is some people, they get into the potential new, wonderful, positive relationship. For whatever reason, unconsciously, subconsciously, they're creating an issue that isn't there.
Yes.
And they're making it happen. It's like when you go on a date and a girl starts saying, with my previous partner, she talks about the negative stuff, and then you start to say, oh, yeah, but look, that's the past, and it keeps coming up, and before you know it, it's happening.
It is.
Wow, okay.
So that's a very succinct way to put it, Todd, actually.
Dumb guy in the corner view.
And you've got 5 ways to avoid this happening to you, and particularly if it's repeatedly happening. Sabotaging a relationship before even giving it a chance. We saw it a lot on Married at First Sight. A lot of pain from the past being put into your new relationship. It's a thing. Caroline Cranshaw is here to tell us how not to do that if you are falling victim.
Okay. So number 1, when you start a new relationship, just keep your baggage to yourself. Just for now. I think we all have skeletons in our closet, but sometimes you need to keep your mouth shut so a bone doesn't pop out and scare your date.
What exactly is baggage? What example?
Well, we all have wounds. We all have things that have happened to us. It's normal. People expect it. But I think people give away too much too soon. And I think it freaks people out. And I think have an air of mystery. Wait a little while. Don't rant about your ex. That's number 1. Do not go on and on about your ex. That's the worst thing you can do. But also don't tell them about your abortions or the fact that you're molested or anything like that for a while.
Not
I'm
on
sorry.
date 1, eh?
No, maybe date 4 or 5.
Yeah. Wait till they've slept with you and they're bonded.
Here it all is. Date 1.
Lay it all out here.
Okay, number 2.
Okay, number 2, don't rush commitment. I think that people go on a date, they order this Caesar salad, and they're like, we're meant to be together, that's it, and they commit. And I think it takes ages for people to really get to know each other.
10 years at least.
Yeah. I mean, as my mother says, you don't know someone until you divorce them. So
I like your
that
mom.
could be similarly true too. Like, oh my gosh, he didn't order the Caesar salad. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
That's it.
We're incompatible.
It's always a bit of a problem if you've committed, but the other person hasn't, isn't it? Like you've jumped in. And it's all
Stalker
over.
behaviour.
Yeah.
Totally.
yeah, I think people worry too much about whether or not someone likes them. And I think it's like, worry about whether or not they're a good person for you, whether you want them in your life and they're going to add to your life. Don't worry about whether or not they like you.
Good. Like number 2.
And that's the thing. It's like people can keep a lid on the crazy for around 3 months. Yeah, it is. That's
Sorry,
why
Gup.
That's why workplaces have a 90-day trial period. Because,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so
it's
don't
3
propose
months.
within 90 days. Whatever you do.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so that's good. So
yeah.
102.
keep the lid on crazy for at least 3 months.
And look for the lid, or we'll look for the crazy in the other person.
Okay.
don't have sex with them right away. And this is my grandmother who used to have the best saying about this. She would say, Caroline, your body is your house, and you just don't let anyone off the street into your house and come up inside. And they might put their, you got to get to know them. They might put their feet on your table and, steal your stuff. Yeah, no.
It's hilarious.
You
But do you know what?
Anybody?
I feel like there's a real confliction here with modern society because there's definitely this rah, I am woman, hear me roar, I can do what I want. So it's true, isn't
I
it?
totally agree, but just you with the accent. I
Or
love
in the
that.
deep south of Alabama at the moment.
Deep South, I don't know why.
My granny was from Alabama. And so, I can
But
do
it's
Southern
but
accent
it's almost
real
like, yes,
good.
you can do what you want, and you can also just hold them off for a bit.
You
Yeah.
can, because I think that, especially as a woman, your body makes all these chemicals to bond to a man. And so that if you get pregnant, you'll have him around to help look after you and your child. So you'll
So
bond
how
to
long?
someone.
Like, I mean, without getting into the granular.
Tony's like, how long do I have to wait?
How long do I wait? Who?
Granular.
I would
First,
say, okay, my advice is at minimum of 4 or 5 dates,
Okay.
not before that.
Nice.
But you can. It's up to you. I mean, you can sleep with people on the first day if you want, but I think it's like wait a little while. Men go on safari and they hunt for like 2 weeks to catch this trophy to take home. If they shot it in the first 5 minutes, it'd be like, great.
it's a great piece of advice.
Okay.
That's a really good
all
piece
right,
of
this is
advice.
good. So building up to number 5.
Oh, we've missed 4.
we've
We've
missed
missed
four.
4. Sorry, 4. Sorry, my God.
Tony got
fantastic.
flustered by the whole you have to wait
He
for 5
heard
days.
7 dates and thought, nah, this is not for me.
Knocking on the front door, no one home. Go around the back, maybe. I don't know. So, no.
Todd. Identify your triggers. That's number 4. We're just gonna.
I think we just identified one of
Todd's triggers.
Stay
Hello.
focused, Carolyn. Come on.
Sorry. By your triggers, I think that we know when if someone doesn't text you right away, what are you going to do to self-soothe? What are you going to do to calm yourself down rather than texting them 20 times going, why aren't you replying to me? Are you talking to that woman at work? I think just call your girlfriend. Take some deep breaths, walk outside, figure out what's triggering you off, and learn to deal with it yourself. Don't throw that on your partner, expect them to fix it for you. And I think people just get triggered. So figure out what that is.
Okay, cool.
And number 5 is sort yourself out. Like, if you have problems,
That is some sound advice.
go to the bloody therapist. Women go, they spend a fortune on their nails, their hair, their waxing, their tans, like makeup, clothes, but they don't spend money on their mental health. And I'm sorry, there's a lot of women that don't give a crap about their hair and nails that have happy relationships with men that adore them. Men, they love beautiful women, but they're going to go after a woman who makes them feel good, that they get along with. So go get some professional help. Spend some money on that because your mental health is the most important investment you can make.
And you'd be able to help them with things like what your triggers are and why you're doing it and give them advice on that.
Oh, that's my bread and butter, honey.
Yes. Yes.
Carolyn Cranshaw, that is a really good chat, actually. And that last one, just get your mental health right. That's really good.
Yep.
Where can people reach out and find you if they do need a little bit of a check-in?
You just look up Caroline Cranshaw Hypnotherapy. I'm pretty easy to find.
There you go. All right, there she is, Carolyn Cranshaw. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.